Happy Wednesday, everyone. We got a fun little work set for you. We're gonna slow things down a little bit. We're gonna work on some strength. So before we get to the work set, let's talk about our warm up. We got a plank to down dog for 3 to 5, plank to side plank for 3. Just a little bit of control in each position. Arch hold 10 seconds, arch up for 3 times 3 sets. Prone shoulder raise 6 to 10 alternating, and a laying arm extension of 5 reps. You could load that lightly or not. That's up to you. We're going to hit that 1 to 2 rounds. We're going to move yourself into a practice round, which is going to be a smaller version of what we have for our work set. Just check the workout description. It'll be all there for you. But yeah, we're going to hit that practice round. Make sure we're comfortable with the movements, loading for the movements to get you guys moving into this work set. So the work set today is 3 rounds. Dumbbell shoulder press for 30 seconds per side, or push press, depending on what you have access to for loading. So always veer to the shoulder press for this for strength purposes if you have adequate loading for a shoulder press. If you have too heavy of loading for shoulder press, stick with that push press, rock that 3-second eccentric to help build that strength on the way down. 15 seconds of rest. They're going to move into a high knee skip for 60 seconds. Rest 15 seconds into a back lunge for 30 seconds per side with that 3-second tempo and negative. Once we're done 30 seconds per side, we're going to move into a 15-second rest, back to our high knee skip for 60 seconds, 15-second rest, and then half Turkish get up for 30 seconds per side, finally resting a 60-second rest to give yourself a nice big full recovery before tackling the top piece. So we have a little upper, lower, upper sandwich, so we have a good time today. Going to get some good work in, so let's get you warmed up and prep for action. All right, you guys, let's get warmed up. Let's get those feet under the hips. We're gonna take the arms up big and tall. We're gonna reach it over to one side. We'll reach it over to the other side. Big, long stretch. We'll come back up. We're gonna get a little shrug. Come down with those shoulders. Scratch your back and reach through the elbow. Come back up, big stretch. Scratch your back, reach through the elbow. Good, big stretch up. And then we're gonna forward fold all the way down to the floor, touching those toes. Walk with those shins, we'll come on down, framing a foot. We'll step back into your lizard, nice and square. We're gonna take that inside hand all the way up, bend at the 90, and we're gonna reach straight ahead and pull back. Reach straight ahead and pull back, and straight ahead and pull back. We'll reach up, plant that hand. Outside hand's gonna reach up for 1, big reach. We'll come back down, grip the floor, step back into our down dog, setting those shoulders, walking those heels out a few times. Nothing too aggressive here, but just enough to kind of wake up those shoulders and ankles. And we'll come back into our plank, stepping the other foot up, squaring up those hips. Inside hand is going to reach way up. Bend to 90, reach straight ahead. And we're going to pull back, reach straight ahead, and pull back. And straight ahead, and pull back. We're gonna reach up, bring that hand down. From here, we'll step back into that down dog again, setting up those shoulders, walking out those heels, nice and gentle, nice and relaxed here. We'll come back into our plank, pushing through those shoulders. We'll tiptoe those feet up. We're gonna roll ourselves all the way up, big stretch. We'll reach it to one side. We'll reach it to the other side. We'll come down with those arms. Let's get you guys fired up. So, what we got coming up? We got a little bit of upper body prep, but if you'd like to do any little things to kind of get your body prepped, some band work, some cat-cows, thread the needles, whatever you need to do for yourself, maybe even some more lizard lunge, please take that time to do so. Pause the video, and then come join me. We're gonna start working on that upper body and core. All right, we're gonna kickstart off with some nice plank to down dog, just to kind of wake up the hips and the shoulders at the same time. So we're gonna establish like a nice solid plank first. Hands are just outside the shoulders, gonna push the shoulders up to the sky, or I'm gonna push the floor away, just to get a little engagement through those shoulders. Pulling the ribs in just a bit to feel that nice hollow engagement through the core. We're gonna pull the hips back, softening the knees, and keeping that pressure into the floor through those arms and those armpits towards those toes or thighs. As we come through, we want to pull those ribs in, push through the floor to get that nice solid plank position again. So before we go into that down dog, we want to make sure that we're actively pressing the floor away through that plank. And then as we transition through, we're thinking about bringing that armpit so it points towards the thigh. It's going to want to kind of creep in a little bit for some. We want to focus on creating space through the neck and shoulder by really getting that good lat hug going on from that body position. So take your time transitioning from down dog to plank, plank to down dog, making sure those shoulders are nice and set and ready to go. After that plank to down dog, we're going to move into some more plank work. It's going to be plank to side plank. So we're going to take our time with this, and there's a few different ways you can do this. We can set up in our good plank position. We can keep our feet together as I push the floor away, pull the ribs in, same as our plank to down dog. Then I'm going to roll over, stacking my feet up, taking that arm up to the sky, in front, to the hip, wherever it needs to be to maintain good balance. We're lifting through that side body and pushing the floor away with that arm. So that's one way we can do the side plank, is stacking the feet. Another way, which gives you a little bit of balance, is getting into that plank with a little bit of space between the feet. Same engagement, press the floor away, ribs in, and then we just shift so our feet are slightly bladed, and then we can maintain that same position for the hand wherever we need it to go. Still pushing through the floor, just those bladed feet will allow for a little bit more balance and stability, so you can focus on that shoulder. Now the last variation we can play with is a nice option with the knee downs, or a supported side plank. So we start in our plank. I'm going to lower one knee down, keeping those hips nice and square and tight. I'm going to open up to the side as I get myself in this nice supported side plank. Still allowing the shoulder to push through the floor, gripping the ground, and staying active through that pressure through the arm. So we want to make sure that we're staying super tight in that nice solid pressure to the floor, feeling that whole side body just fire up and get ready to go. Pick one of those options. We're going to hold that side plank for a couple seconds, nothing too long, nothing too short either, just enough to show control in that position. From there, we're going to lay on our stomach, and we're going to do a little hybrid variation of our arch up and our arch hold. So we're going to start off with a nice smooth arch hold. So you're going to get yourself set, toes together, arms out to the front. You're going to squeeze your toes, reach your legs and arms out super long. So we're going to hold this position for 10 seconds. Once your 10 seconds is up, we'll lower down, and then we'll inhale and do 3 smooth, dynamic arch-ups. If you're looking at that going, that's fine, Dave, but I can't really do the double hand, double leg. That's okay. You can work on a 5-second hold on one side, 5-second hold on the other side, and then you'll just alternate for 3 dynamic arch-ups with the unilateral work set. So you can just work on a 5 and 5 hold, and then work on some dynamic single arm, single leg arch-ups. Not a big deal. We're still working on that long body position, that good core position and extension. So really focus on length opposed to height. Our next 2 exercises come from the floor. We're going to move right into them, right from that arch up. And it's going to be that laying prone shoulder raise. So we're going to get ourselves set up. Toes pressing gently into the floor. We're going to pull the ribs in a bit, pressing the armpits down, the palms down. So we can really feel that engagement through the body. From here, we're going to maintain that tension. We're going to lift our right arm up off the ground, keeping that body square. Then we're going to press that hand down. We're going to lift the other side, holding that position, maintaining that tension through the body. Our goal is not super high arm. Our goal is to get and maintain that hollow body position while still lifting the arm and maintaining that back position throughout the whole movement. So take your time. These are extremely challenging. Some find them easier than others, and that's okay. Just move to your range and don't worry about the height. Worry about that core position. The height will come. After we're done those 6 to 10 reps, we're going to come down to the side with our palms face up, thumbs close to the hips. We're going to pull the ribs and hips in. We're going to press the hands up to the sky and then come back down. Press the hands up, come back down. We're gonna give ourselves a little pause at the top to show control. Again, maintaining that good hollow position as we press those hands up to the sky, keeping those shoulders back and set as we work on that arm extension. It's a beautiful little exercise. It's gonna really help open things up through the chest and the pec while strengthening that pressure back. So if you'd like to load this one, you can, but keep the loading super, super light, no heavier than 5. All right, we want to make sure that this is not focused on the loading, but it's more focused on that pressure back and that engagement through the core. As a quick recap, we have our plank to down dog for 3 to 5 reps, plank to side plank, one of those 3 variations I showed you for 3 sets, arch hold for 10 seconds, plus arch up for 3 times through that combo. Then we're going to do a prone shoulder raise of 6 to 10 alternating reps, laying arm extension for 5. We're going to hit that for 1 to 2 rounds. Take that down, have some fun. We're going to get you set up for your practice round. All right, you guys, we've made it to the practice round and the movements we have coming at you in the work set. So our movements start off with a shoulder press or push press, depending on what access you have to loading. So I'm going to clean my dumbbell up to my shoulder, getting set up in that good front rack position. My feet under my hips, my ribs and glutes set, so I'm nice and neutral through my body position. And I'm going to work on that nice smooth press, that good overhead position, working on a 3-second negative down. So from the side again, that profile view, I get set, I push straight up, finding that good overhead position so that arm is just behind here. I'm going to pull the dumbbell down, 3, 2, 1, and then set and get ready for my next rep. Now if the loading is too heavy for a shoulder press, we can use the push press. So we get set through the ribs, we get that nice dip and drive, and then we still do the 3-second tempo down, reset, drive. 3-second tempo down and drive. So it's very important when we do this push press variation that we're staying stacked and vertical, shoulder over hip, and we're working through that nice vertical torso to drive as much energy into that dumbbell as we possibly can. So shoulder press or push press, regardless of what variation we choose, we'll still live with that 3-second negative coming down to the shoulder to really own that dumbbell pattern. After we're done that, we'll rest 15 seconds and then we're going to move into our high knee skip. And we can do this one of 2 ways. We can work on the variation where we come up onto the toe so we don't actually leave the ground, using that opposite hand, opposite foot kind of rotation to get that momentum and that lift. Or we can follow through with that ankle and we can work on that little pop, 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 pop. And it's that leg, that lifting knee that lifts the body. The ankle is just following through the momentum and finishing with that pop. So either one, beautiful focus, beautiful movement to allow ourselves to work on that unilateral power output, using that swing of the leg and arm to get some lift. Whether or not we want to leave the ground is up to you. Either one, beautiful movement and a nice chance to get some nice fluidity and that flow as we work through that skip. So we have that for 60 seconds, steady state. This is not meant to destroy you, all right? It's meant to just get you moving and work on a little bit of fluid movement in between movements and exercises. So take that down, nice steady pace. You got 60 seconds. Take it at a rate that you can maintain and move right into our back lunge. So our back lunge is our next exercise. And we're gonna focus all on one leg and then the other. So 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds on the other side. Our goal of this back lunge, we're gonna start roughly hip to squat stance, so a little wider. We're gonna step back, keeping the body upright and trying to maintain a nice stack knee, hip, and shoulder and staying nice and tall. The front knee is stacked over top of the heel and we get that nice smooth flow. Now you can load this goblet, suitcase, or farmer's, front rack, double or single, if you'd like. If that lunge is hard enough as it is with that 3-second negative, don't worry about loading it, just work that skill. And if you find that stepping back and forth in that lunge is a little off balancing, what you can work on as well is that standing lunge drill, working on that good positioning, but just in a static position for your feet. You don't have to worry about finding your stance as you go. So lots of options there. I'll also have some other options that are non-lunging options in our workout description for you if you'd like to play with that. Try your best to maintain the 3-second negative and show that control to either touching the knee gently to the floor or no touch to the range that you feel comfortable maintaining that body position. After those back lunges, we rest for 15 seconds. We move back into our high knee skip for 60 seconds, same thing we did earlier. And then we're gonna finish off with our half Turkish get up. So I'm gonna grab this extra pad here for my knee so that I can focus my attention on my rotation and my tip. So I wanna make sure that if I need extra padding for my knee, it's there and available for me. Knee, hip, shoulder, all in a nice straight alignment like our kneeling hip stretch. My front knee stacked over top of my heel. Now you can do this loaded or unloaded, it's up to you. Regardless of load or not load, it's done the same way. So the leg that's in front will be the hand that's holding the dumbbell or the arm that's overhead. So we're pressing that dumbbell into that good overhead position. And we're always pressing into that dumbbell because we need it to stay there the entire time. Now as I tip, you'll notice the dumbbell stays in the same place for the most part, pointing up to the sky. I'm always pushing into the dumbbell, and I'm always pushing that arm down to the floor to stay stable. I'm gonna come back up, keeping that arm overhead, show a little control, and then I'm gonna come back down with that nice shift of my weight, pressing and pressing into the floor of the dumbbell to maintain that strong T position as I support the dumbbell. Now it's very important when we switch sides that we shift the knee and the hand. So remember, the dumbbell, hand is in that leg, that's forward. Because if we go opposite, it doesn't work very well. So we want to make sure that that knee matches the arm. Great movement. It's not a fast movement. So there's no 3-second negative in this, but it's still not a fast up and down. We want to control the down for as best we can to make sure that we're not falling down to the floor and that we're always pushing towards the ceiling. As a quick recap, you guys, in terms of our order for this work set today, we have our shoulder press or push press, 30 seconds per side with a 3-second negative, 15-second rest, high knee skip for 60 seconds, rest 15 seconds, back lunge, 30 seconds per side, or standing lunge, or another option that I have on the workout description. You can load these, you can not load them, not a worry. 3-second eccentric, rest 15 seconds, high knee skip for 60 seconds. You're gonna rest 15 seconds again, moving into your half Turkish get up, 30 seconds per side. Remembering there's no eccentric on the Turkish get up, but we are moving slow and steady to control, but just not a specific time frame. 60 seconds rest after that. We'll take that whole work set down for 3 rounds. It's gonna take you between 20 to about 23 minutes, depending on time framing, because we are gonna give ourselves 10-second transition in between sides in our shoulder press, back lunge, and half Turkish get up. So there's a little added time in there. So give yourself at least 23, 25 minutes to have some buffer in there for prep and cool down. Now, it's gonna be a great day today, you guys. Again, slowing things down, working on some quality, and having some good time with some fun strength. So as always, work for quality, have a ton of fun. We'll see you tomorrow for a little bit more of a cardio experience. Bye, you guys.